Consequently, they're angry. Their parents have gotten on drugs often. A lot of parents in jail for selling drugs, murder. You know, some of them they've seen their parent one time because they've been in jail most of their lives. The problems that they come with is they do not have a stable home environment. There's nobody to fix them a lunch or make sure they've got a little money in their pocket, make sure they got their clothes straight. That's all on them. And a lot of times it's on them to get here. They've got to get here on their own. I tell them, call here. If you cannot get here, I will figure out somebody to come and get you. And they do that. And we do get various staff members to go and get them because I want them to be here. We had a young man here when I first came. He had already been in trouble. Intelligent young man, athletic. And I saw him a couple more times. He has straightened up. He is 22 now. He came here the other day, and he told me he was buying a house. He's working 2 jobs, Walmart distribution center. He's driving trucks, and then he works for City of Hammond. And he's stabilized. He's getting more training because he wants to learn the electrical business. And he's making good money, and he's not in any of the things that he used to be. He's one of my favorite success stories. And he told me, which I didn't elicit the comment, but he said he didn't know where he would be if he hadn't come to this school.
Homeless veterans is a problem that dates back to the 60s, when some Vietnam vets came home and found it difficult to assimilate back into society. With the subsequent wars since Vietnam, many more veterans are finding it difficult to get back into mainstream society and end up homeless once they exhaust familial support. The Quad Area Homeless Veterans Program helps those veterans.
Our Homeless Veterans Program started about 4 to 5 years ago, and basically we take homeless veterans in and help them become self-sufficient. And we have a 12-bed facility now, and in about 2 weeks I'm breaking ground on my brand new 38-bed facility, which will be fully staffed with medical staff and even psychiatrists and doctors, and they'll get treatment for everything, and they can stay into that program up to 2 years. And they'll go from a bunkhouse type living, and if they pass the test there and move forward, they'll go to a room with 4 beds in it, and if they're good there and graduate from that level, then they'll head on down to our 12-bed facility, which will have their own room, and then from there their own apartment, their own car, their own checking account. And so we want them to become self-sufficient, so it's not a handout at all. It's very much a hand up. And you know, for our veterans, I think it's a tragedy if they would go to wars and fight for this country and come home to nothing and be on the street.
We do need more programs like we have that are facilitating homeless veterans, and also incarcerated veterans is another target that we have. Currently there's nearly 11,000 homeless veterans in the state of Louisiana. Nationally, about 160,000 homeless veterans. So that's a crime, it's a shame, and we've addressed it. Our motto is to restore honor. They fought for us, we fight for them. So that's the drive, the passion that we have to serve these veterans that have worn a uniform to allow us to even have this interview, to have the freedom to walk around in a free marketplace, is because of what they've done. So we try everything we can with all the resources available, and even create resources to try to serve them and get them self-sufficient, back on their feet, reconciled with their family, their children, get them healed and whole. You know, we develop the physical, emotional, moral, and social well-being of the man or the woman to help them facilitate back into society so they can be productive, tax-paying citizens, you know, receive all the benefits that they provided themselves for us, that they can then get those benefits. We do outreach, so we have different strategic plans that we have when we do apply for our grants or get our programs going. So we go into the 12 state prisons in Louisiana, searching for incarcerated veterans that upon release they can get into our house, into our program, get jobs. And we also do outreaches in the inner cities, rural areas. We have an event called a Stand Down, which is a national movement where you do a 2 to 3 day outreach where you provide services networked with anyone that can set up a table, give services. So we recently did one in New Orleans in December, and we saw over 300 homeless people come over a 2-day period where we provided meals, clothing, medical services, Department of Labor, our program getting them into housing and jobs.
Now we'll look at the Quad Area Seasonal Workers Program.
Our migrant workers program was a vision of Miss Winnie Sibley's, and when she saw the need, and the need being terrible living conditions for these people, when they would come over here and they would try to work, whether it be at a farm or whatever job they would be doing, and living basically with no air conditioning, no hot water, and so on. And so she had the idea to build these apartments. It's called La Posada. It's 42 units, and it's just a wonderful place for migrant workers to be. And so we also teach English classes at night, so they can learn how to be more of a part of our society and actually become leaders here and productive workers in our community.
They're here year-round now. In the beginning, it was seasonal, and of course, the strawberries are big time down here on the North Shore. So the strawberry industry was the driving force for the migration. But so what they do in the off-season, they find other jobs or employment, in construction or other local services. And some of the culture is a bit nomadic, so they can disappear in the dark of night, at midnight, but we don't have a problem filling it with another family. We have a huge waiting list. So we stay at full capacity year-round. So it's give or take 200 individuals that are served.
Now we'll take a trip to Southwest Louisiana and visit with the Evangeline Community Action Agency in Ville Platte, Louisiana.
Community Action. Hey, Miss Pete, how are you? Yes, ma'am. What's your address? Phone number? 4376. All right, I'm getting ready to give you appointment information. You ready? Your appointment will be Wednesday, March 25th at 12:45. And then let me tell you what you need to bring for your appointment.
Led by Executive Director and current LACAP President, Mr. Gervis LaFleur, and Assistant Executive Director, Ms. Jennifer Badrine. Evangeline CAA is doing a great job in the areas of Head Start, the LACAP program, and Food for Seniors, Food for Families program, among others. Mr. LaFleur tells us how Evangeline CAA got its start.
The Evangeline Community Action Head Start program began in 1965 under the school system. At that time, they were operating for 3 months, just a summer month. It was called the Summer Head Start program at that time. And we organized it, had our committee approaching the school system, of course, because we felt that the 3-month Head Start was not doing what it's designed to do, because there was not enough time. Because in most cases, by the time they were set up to operate during the summer, it was half of the time of the program. And so we approached the regional office in Austin, Texas, and we explained that to them, asking to extend that to a 9-month program. And of course, then we had to come to the school system and explain that to them, and they were willing to release it. And it's been under community action ever since.
Our staff person follows the child from Head Start to kindergarten, incorporating the participation of the parents and also the kindergarten teacher at the school and the principals. We have a relationship with the schools that allows us to follow that child through kindergarten, and we get progress reports, so we know exactly the benefits that the child got from Head Start to kindergarten.
Mr. LaFleur talks about the LACAP program. The acronym stands for Low Income Home Energy Assistance Program.
The LACAP program started about 10 years ago, yes. And of course it was extremely needed here, because a lot of our clients live in inferior houses where they lose a lot of energy, summer and winter. And that results in higher bills, more than they can afford to pay, because most of them